Welcome to SMEX Ed. Class is in session.
I'm your host, Amanda King, and I'm here to teach anybody who wants to fucking listen how to have the audacity to say fuck it to societal standards and live their most authentic life. This podcast is dedicated to bringing the sexual conversations we have behind doors onto the main fucking stage. Because sex, masturbation, squirting, guess what? It is all normal. And by bringing these conversations to the forefront, we help people feel less alone in this world. We help them feel safe. We help them gain their power back. We help them step into their confidence and express themselves sexually in this world unapologetically. Because it takes fucking audacity to be your truest self. And we have a boatloads of audacity all up in this bitch. So let me ask you this. Are you ready for some epic shit?
Hello, everybody. So let's dive into this topic today. This is probably one of the most frequent questions I receive from followers on my platforms that are male. That is, does size matter? And I want to discuss this topic. And I want to discuss this topic also while letting you know the views in this episode are my personal views. So does this mean that every single woman on the planet feels and or thinks the same way I do? Absolutely not. We are all beautiful individual people. And so I'm going to address this topic, even though I'm hesitant to address this topic, and I'll explain why. But you need to know that everything I say in this episode is my personal opinion and some of the opinions of the women that I've actually spoken to on this subject, because if guys think that this is such a huge thing, no pun intended, it's really honestly not as big of a deal as you are making it out to be. So let's discuss why I'm hesitant to talk about this subject. Last year, probably in, I would say, March or April, maybe early spring, I did a 3-video series on my reels on Facebook, and you can probably go find them. I don't know if it will let you scroll back that far, but I did a 3-video series addressing the question of does size matter. And I did the video originally on Snapchat. I got a great response on Snapchat. So I was like, okay, well, let me post the video onto my Facebook Reels. Those 3 videos took the fuck off. They exploded. I think they got close to like over 500,000 views, if not close to 1 million on some of them. And basically in this series, I stated what I'm going to reinforce today is that the size of a man's penis doesn't matter as much as he thinks it does. What really matters is that his partner's pleasure is a priority, and then that partner's pleasure is being met each and every session just as much as his is being met. So nothing bad, right? I go on in the videos to explain that the patriarchy forces this idea that men's masculinity is tied to the size of their penis, which we're going to go over in this episode as well. And I basically just said to men, honest to God, women don't really care as much as you guys do. Like, women in general don't really give a shit about what your dick looks like. Like, I have lots of conversations where women are just like, I don't care what it looks like. It's not like I fancy to look at it every single day. And these videos, the amount of negative responses I received from men was fucking astronomical. I, at one point on the video that had the highest views, spent 3 hours blocking and deleting hateful, rude, degrading comments from all men. And it really floors me, because if I would have done a video, and I've done videos where I have said something about the vulva, the vagina, the pussy, whatever you want to call it, I have said, listen, lady, vulvas are all different colors, shapes, sizes. Like, your lips are different, your clit is different. All of them are unique snowflakes. And that's okay, because your partner is going to love what you look like, because your partner loves you. Your vulva is an extension of you. It is not just all of you. And so your vulvas are incredible, and you're not mutated, or you're not gross, or you're not disgusting. It's amazing. And the amount of positive responses I receive on those videos from women are like, thank you so much for telling me this. I finally feel normal. Thank you. I appreciate this from the bottom of my heart. So I never in my wildest dreams would imagine that a video that did the exact same thing to men would turn into a just slam fest of me personally as well. Yes, they put negative comments on the video itself, telling me that I was lying and that it was bullshit and that women definitely give a shit about the size of men's dicks. I mean, come on, why do women have 8 to 12-inch toys, right? Women totally care. That's why women rate dicks on OnlyFans, which that's a whole other subject we'll get into on this video. And they said, then they started attacking me personally, right? This woman is only saying it because her partner's small, or oh, tell me you have a gape. It doesn't matter the size of the dick if you have a gaping hole like this woman does. Like, it was the most disgusting shit on that fucking reel. It was it makes me so mad even thinking about it. And so I literally have not spoken on the subject since, because I'm sick and tired of men asking this question and then I'm not liking the answer they receive. Because what do you want to hear, men? Do you want to hear that your dick size is the only thing that matters to women? That's really fucking sad if that's what you want to hear. You are tying your self-worth and your value to your dick, which isn't your fault, right? And we're going to discuss this part. The patriarchy brings up women to shame their bodies, to fear their bodies, to be embarrassed by what their bodies are capable of. The patriarchy brings men up to believe that the size of their penis has something to do with their masculinity. The patriarchy brings men up to believe that penetration has to do with masculinity. If you like to be penetrated, you're feminine. As a man, you can only be the one penetrating. The patriarchy has made you believe that your only value on this planet and your self-worth is tied to the size of your fucking dick. And it's fucking sad. It makes me sad. I feel bad for men because that fucking sucks. I know what it feels like to be on the other end as a woman who is told that you're not good enough and that every aspect of my body is fucking hideous and that I need to change it and that I need to look like one way. And I understand that men get that because of their penis, right? The patriarchy has made you believe that that is your only self-worth on this planet in a relationship. When let me tell you, I don't give a shit if you have a 12-inch fucking 3-foot dick. If you are terrible to your partner and you don't prioritize their needs above your own, if you don't give a shit whether or not they're getting off during sex, if you think because you have a huge sized dick that it makes up for every stupid fucking thing you do, you are wrong. Because trust me, she will still dump your ass, even if you have a 3-foot dick. Even if it's the best dick she ever felt, she will dump you because your dick size really does not matter. It doesn't matter. And honestly, I'm sick of fucking talking about this topic because every time I do talk about this topic, I get fucking so much bullshit from men. So much bullshit. And why? Why? Does it really matter to you that much? Because I have been with men of many a variety of sizes. And let me tell you this, just even if you have a larger dick, guess what? Doesn't mean you know how to use it. Doesn't mean you're an adequate partner in the bedroom. If you have a large dick and you're selfish, what the fuck's the point? I'm not going to sleep with you. I would rather sleep with a man who's 5 inches, who puts my pleasure in the same fucking ballpark with his, who worships my body, who treats me well, who wants to make sure that I come just as much as they do, more than I would ever sleep with a man who has an 8 to 12-inch dick who just wants to get off and get out. Fuck that. Your dick size doesn't matter. And men, you are worthy of so much more than your dick size. Your dick size is not the reason that your relationships are not working out. It's your communication. It's your emotional intelligence. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to say this like I'm coming off a little bit like direct and a little bit punchy here, but that's just because I get so fucking angry that men believe that this is the only thing that they bring to a relationship. And it always irks me when I see men say, well, that's why she broke up with me, because I had a 6-inch dick instead of an 8-inch dick. No, bro, she broke up with you because you were sleazy and you treated her like shit. That's why she broke up with you. It has nothing to do with your dick size. Your dick size is, honest to God, the last thing that a woman is fucking concerned about in your relationship. Is it on the list of things we look out for? Maybe. But like I've said, I've had partners who are smaller, who are much better lovers than partners who are huge. And one, the size of your dick does not dictate whether or not you can use it well, right? Because if it is large and you don't know how to use it and you don't know how to make your partner feel good, there's no point. It's large for you. It makes you feel better. It doesn't make your partner feel better. There are plenty of women who message me and say, my partner's a little bit on the smaller end. He's not like as well endowed, but he makes sure that I come several times during a session. And let's just bring this back to even your dick size and women and sex. The patriarchy makes men believe that their masculinity is tied to the size of their penis and that they are here to penetrate women. Women are brought up to believe that the only style orgasm that they can receive is a penetrative orgasm. Gentlemen, if your partner cannot get off with a penetrative orgasm, which a majority of women cannot, between 18 to 20%, sometimes studies say 30% of women can get off via penetration. That means upwards of 70% of women cannot get off via penetration. So it doesn't matter the size of your fucking dick, because an 8-inch dick and a 5-inch dick, if she can't get off with a vaginal or an A-spot or a G-spot orgasm or a cervical orgasm, she just can't get off that way. Does it still feel good if she can't get off via penetration? Yeah, it does for her. But if she can't get off via penetration, the size of your penis and how big or how small it is isn't really going to matter, especially if you're ignoring the aspects of her body that do get her off, like clit stimulation or nipple play or anal play or urethra play, because that's something too. So your dick size really isn't such a fucking big deal as you are making it out to be. And I understand why you do. And this isn't accusatory or anything. I understand that men believe that their entire existence revolves around their penis. I understand that. And I understand to hear me tell you that you have been fed a fucking lie by society in order to make you feel inadequate as well, right? Because the whole point of a patriarchy is that it makes everybody feel annihilated. We're going to talk about the Barbie movie real quick. So what I love about the Barbie movie is a lot of men are seeing the Barbie movie and saying, oh my God, this is like a stab at the patriarchy and how the patriarchy makes women feel. But what you're not seeing is how the patriarchy also makes men feel. The character of Ken in that movie, the whole point is he doesn't fit in either, because the patriarchy makes him feel like shit as well. What is the character Alan? Same thing. He doesn't belong to the Kens. He doesn't belong to the Barbies. The whole point is the patriarchy oppresses everybody. Men, women, children. It oppresses all of us. That's the point of the story. So when I sit here and I say terms or I say things like the patriarchy does this and you roll your eyes at me, men, it fucks with you too. The patriarchy makes you believe your only value is your dick. The patriarchy tells you you cannot have emotions because if you have emotions, you're effeminate. The patriarchy tells you you can't be penetrated. You can't participate in prostate or anal play because then you're effeminate, you're gay, you're a fag. It's whatever derogatory term that they want you to believe. The patriarchy makes you believe that you are only allowed to feel one level of emotion, which is anger. The patriarchy never teaches you about emotional intelligence. The patriarchy doesn't tell you how to communicate your emotions to your partner. The patriarchy oppresses you and makes you believe that the only value you have is to support and save women, which is bullshit. So the patriarchy fucks us all. And so when I sit here with men and I try to say that to you, I get so much shit. I try to tell you that you're being lied to just as much as we are. And I'm trying to sit here and offer a different perspective for you so that you can understand that better. And that's ultimately because I just want you guys to be happy too. And I think there's a massive disconnect between men and women because we feel like men are getting it easier, which you guys kind of do. And women are complaining all the time about men getting it easier. But the fact is we're all getting fucked royally. And so men, it's not your fault that you feel like your only value in a relationship or your only value on this planet or your only value during sex is your dick. Because taking it back again, 20% of women, only 20% can get off via penetration. So your dick really, honest to God, love you, does not matter. The size doesn't. So let's discuss the comment on one of my videos where someone said, well, if women don't care about dick sizes, why are toys super large? Because some women can get off via penetration, and some women like a girthier penis. Some women like a longer penis. It is all individualized. Why do men have so many different masturbation toys? It's the same exact thing. Why do all of your masturbation toys look like a white woman's tight pussy when there are billions of different looking pussies out there? We can sit here, we can compare sex toy to sex toy, but the fact of the matter is it's all based on individual preference, meaning there are some women out there who probably like someone who's a little bit more well endowed. And also, before you even come back and say, well, that's because she's stretched out, that's not fucking true either. It's all up to individual preference. This is why when you are partaking in any sexual act with a partner, you want to make sure that that partner and you are on the same page. You want to make sure that the communication is there. You want to make sure that that partner sees, values, cares about you as an individual, not what your package is when you're bringing into the bedroom. And then the next comment a lot of men wrote on my thing was like, oh, well, OnlyFans. There's women who get paid to rate tits on OnlyFans. And this floors me because once again, this is the patriarchy, right? This is how women are recognizing what the patriarchy is doing to men, and they are using it to their advantage. So the patriarchy makes men believe that they are competition with each other. It does the same to women, right? Women, cattiness or competitiveness comes from the fact that the patriarchy says, okay, there is not enough wealth, abundance, love, relationships to go around for everybody. So everyone's got to fight, and everyone is your competition in order to survive, in order to thrive. It's not that. That's not how it is. And so what happens is that men want to hear that their dick is beautiful. Men want to hear that their dick is rated an 8 out of 10. Men want to be competitive with each other. And also men want to get validation for their self-worth. And so women see this. OnlyFans page creators see that men just want to be told that they have a pretty dick and that they tie their value and their self-worth to their dick. And so they take advantage of that. And a lot of men don't see this because you know what? Men who are insecure are the ones who need their dicks rated. And that's going to cause some people to get real pissed off about this episode. And I really honestly don't care. And I mean that with the utmost love and respect when I do say that. It's the truth. Insecure men obsess about their penis. Secure men don't, because they know that they have more to offer in this world than what's between their legs. And so insecure men feel the need to seek validation within women and seek validation and seek validation within women and want to compete with other men. So they send their photos to these women on OnlyFans and ask them to rate their dicks. And these women are making fucking bank doing it. They're brilliant. These fucking OnlyFans creators, these women are brilliant because they've niched, they've created a niche. If you don't know what a niche is like a area of expertise that you focus on in business. And these women have recognized the pain point of men. Men are insecure about the penis, and men are insecure about the size of their penis. And so they then think to themselves, oh, I can capitalize off of this. If men are insecure about their penis, let me sit here and attempt to capitalize off their insecurities, just like men do with women all of the time. And I'm going to sit here and I'm going to say, I'll rate your dick for $3, $5, $10. Send me a picture of your dick. One, all men want to send dick pics, which is a whole discussion for another day. I don't know what it is about men always wanting to send dick pics. The amount of dick pics I receive are absolutely ridiculous. And especially when they're unsolicited. No one wants to see your dick. Never send an unsolicited dick pic. It is so early 2000s and no woman wants an unsolicited dick pic. It's fucking ridiculous. Number two, they know that, so number one, they know that men like to see their own dicks on film. Number two, they know men are insecure about their dicks. Number three, they need to make money. Number four, they play to the competitive nature of men. Send me money and I'll rate your dick. So a man goes, oh, well, I want to see how my dick rates against other men. They take advantage of that insecurity. It's brilliant marketing, to be quite honest. And so All these men get insecure about it and they send it in, and these women bank, and these women don't really give a shit about the size of your dick. And now we're going to start addressing the comments of them. Why do women say this on this podcast? And you're lying, because women have said that they definitely want a bigger dick. Bros, like I literally said at the beginning of this podcast episode, this is all based on individual preference, and these are my personal opinions. And they are my personal opinions from someone who has a very adequate, very healthy, very loving sex life. This isn't from a woman whose partner is small, or a woman whose vagina is a gaping hole, because that's not even a fucking possibility. This is from someone who has been with her fair share of gentlemen. I have nothing to hide or be ashamed of. And I will tell you that there is not one of them that I look back in the relationships that I've had and thought, oh my God, he had such a big dick. He was the best boyfriend. I miss him so much. Not a single one of them. Because it was never about his dick. It was about how he made me feel in that moment. It was how satisfied I felt during the sexual acts. It was during sex, he made me feel empowered. He made me feel amazing. He made me feel safe and supported. That's what women remember about their sex life. The best sex for women is typically an emotional connection. And once again, this is a generality, it doesn't apply to everybody. Is typically an emotional connection to someone else. Sparks, there's that charisma, there's that pull, there's that like tit for tat. Everyone knows what I'm talking about, right? It's the it factor. And then it's the fact that they felt safe enough and comfortable enough with that person to allow themselves to experience utmost pleasure. And that's because the man or the partner provided that safety and security and made them feel safe in that moment. So they felt that they could explore more with them. And then when the relationship ends, that's what they miss, is the safety and security that they felt with them. And they will describe it as the best sex of their lives, because their pleasure mattered, because their pleasure was a priority, and because they felt safe and secure with that partner. And so they let their body, their mind, their soul go, and were present in that moment and sunk into the feeling of those sessions. They left their drama, their stress, their everyday to-do list at the door, because that person made them feel safe enough to do it. That's what matters in a sexual relationship, not the size of your penis. And I'm sorry if that hurts your feelings to hear that. And if it does, this is a great moment for you to self-reflect, rather than lashing out at me and telling me what a fucking whore I am, or whatever thing you're going to say. Take a second to look in the mirror and ask yourself, who really put this idea into your head? And maybe it was a past partner who said something about your dick size, but were you treating that partner in the best way possible? Because I can tell you right now, I was talking about this the other day. I messed around with someone when I was 16. It was like my first kind of sexual experience person. And he was an absolute fucking twat. He basically went around and slept with like half the girls in school. We never had sex, but like I did blow him for a while. And let me tell you, did I make fun of his dick like no other afterwards? Abso-fucking-lutely. Why? Because he was trash and he treated me like trash. He used me and he abused me and he moved on to the next person. So did I make comments about his dick being an Oreo and being two different colors? Yeah, I did. I never made comments about his size because I really didn't give a shit. But I definitely told a whole bunch of people that. Why? Because I was fucking hurt. Because it wasn't ever about his dick. It was how he made me feel in the moment. So if you've had a past partner who has lashed out on you because of that, because she knows that that's where men's insecurity lies, and she was hurt. And I'm not saying that she is valid in her response. I look back at that moment, I think I probably shouldn't have done that, but I was 16 and I was hurt. That woman was hurt. And so she lashed out in order to get you where it hurts the most, which is your ego. Because so many men tie the size of their dick to their ego. You make it mean something about you if your dick is 3 inches versus 7 inches, when it's not. And I hope in this podcast you recognize that it doesn't mean everything about you. You have so much more value in this planet. You have so much more to offer than what's between your legs. It's individual preference, yeah, but if someone prefers someone who is larger and doesn't even give you a chance to prove yourself, or you don't even actually need to fucking prove yourself, doesn't even give you a fucking chance, then fuck them. That's their problem, not yours. There are women who have literally, I swear to God, have messaged me that their partners have like micro penises and they have an active, healthy, satisfying sex life. Because it doesn't matter as much as you think it does. Because how they feel matters more. And so I think that's all I really wanted to kind of get up here and discuss it. And also, like, don't lash out at women when, and this actually, let me rephrase that. Don't lash out at people who make you second guess your perspectives or give you an outside perspective that is not familiar and makes you a little uncomfortable. And this goes for men, women, people, non-binary, anybody who gets triggered in a response. If someone says something to you that triggers you, take a second to not lash back, but to look in the fucking mirror and ask why that is triggering you. What is it about that person that just made you that upset? Because that is like an insecurity that they're touching on. That is them possibly trying to provide you with an outside perspective that just feels uncomfortable because you've been fed lies your entire life. Just take a beat, for Christ's sakes, and just ask yourself, why do I feel this way? Why am I tying my self-worth to this? Because this is one of the last times I'll be talking about this subject because I'm just done. I laugh. It's not funny. I'm done with the feedback that I receive from men when I talk about this subject, when all I'm trying to do is make you feel safer in this world and just make you recognize your own value more than what society has done for you. And if you cannot recognize that because all you can hear is me say dick size doesn't matter, I don't want to engage with you. I don't want you on my platform. I don't want that because we all get uncomfortable. There are times where people say things to me that make me very uncomfortable and make me question my beliefs and make me question my values. And I'll give you an example since, like, let's be transparent. Like, I was never into anal play growing up. Why? Because I was told that, women who participated in anal play were whores. My family is a conservative family of born again Christians type of deal. The worst people, and I don't mean that in like that all generalized groups that way. They are just people who use religion as an excuse to be really terrible people in this world. And they made comments about it, about women being whores and trampy and like easy if they do that. So I didn't participate in anal play forever until I started questioning my own values and beliefs about it, right? If a guy wanted to participate in anal play, I would think, oh my God, is he into men? Is that like he's not into me anymore? Does that mean he like swings both ways? He's bisexual? I was brought up to believe those exact same things. And it was really, I don't know, it was really kind of a full circle moment or like a self-realization moment of like, whose beliefs are these? Are these actually my legitimate beliefs? And how can I expect a man to say, yes, I want to, like, you have the right to experience all sorts of pleasure when me as a woman says, oh, you can experience all pleasure, but not anal. Like, how does that even make sense? So sitting here and having a moment where you just take a step back and really look at your belief system and look at the programming in a way that you have been fed and just analyze it a little rather than lashing out, because we've all experienced it. Like, if you take anything away from this podcast episode, it's just that we all experience this type of programming and conditioning. And if we all stop saying this person has it easier than this person, and we all just recognize that we are all being like strung along or made to feel less than or not good enough, then we could collectively come together as a group of people and say enough is enough. Let's start making men feel valued. Let's make women feel valued. Let's make non-binary and transgender people. Let's make every single person on this planet feel more valued. But that's a scary thing, right? And so that's why society makes us do this and act this way. And tie our self-value to sex in general, because women do it too. We tie our self-value to the amount of partners that we have, right? If we have 2 partners, we're a prude. If we have 25 partners, we're a whore. We get it too. And I just want everyone to feel just a little bit more safe in this world and just recognize that we all deserve so much better than what they are doing and saying and giving us on a daily basis. And so if you know someone who needs to hear this episode, as always, share it, screenshot it, send it to me. I tend to sometimes black out during these episodes, so I kind of forget a lot of the majority of what I say on these, but know that I don't come from an offensive place. Know that although my voice rises and I get very into what I'm saying and I say it in a direct manner, it comes from a place of love and kindness, and just wanting better for people on this planet. Although sometimes it may come off fairly harsh, it's never meant from a harsh place. It's never meant from a place where I'm pointing fingers or saying you're wrong and you're stupid. It's just we all deserve so much fucking better. And so I get into these topics and I get passionate about it, and I yell sometimes, and that's just who I am naturally, because I'm just so angry that all of us have to go through this shit, because we all do deserve better. So thank you for being here with me today. I hope this helped some of the men in my audience just feel a little fucking better about yourselves and just recognize your self-worth a little bit more, and just recognize that you deserve better just like we do. As always, if you like this episode, share it. Go ahead and leave a review. Go ahead, tag your friends in this, screenshot this, just, live your life. Thank you as always for being here. I truly appreciate each and every single one of you. And also SMEX Ed's September issue dropped on Friday. If you don't know what SMEX Ed is, it's a digital magazine that I am the founder and the editor for, that focuses on teaching people of all ages the sex education they should have learned in high school. It's linked in the show notes below, but it's also accessible by just going to www.smexed.com. It's the reason I changed the name of this podcast. Go read the articles. Hopefully they will make you feel just as safe as this podcast does. I love you all so much, and I will see you next week. Thank you so much for listening to SMEX Ed with Amanda.
And some parting words for you today. Remember this: no matter how hard society pushes you down, no matter how many times you fall, as long as you get the fuck back up, they can never stop you. You are unfuckable with. You will win. Don't allow this world to dictate how you show up in it. Don't allow society to make you bend the knee. Instead, make them bend theirs. And don't forget, if you like what you heard, go on to iTunes and Spotify and leave your girl a review. Until next time, my beautiful people.